Well, I've been working on this pen situation. The last few days, the weather has been a little too nice for this kind of year, this time of year. I ended up going over all the gravel roads again, kind of bedding them down for winter. So I didn't have much time to work on this. But the being nice actually helped in that the ground thawed a little bit, so it was a little easier running the postal digger through. Now, where I'm building this is, you see, my old fence line used to be right here, but for the last couple of years, I took out some trees that were right in here. In fact, there's stumps under here, I cut them level, and I've been pushing dirt back toward the edge of the dip where it goes down into the spring, kind of giving myself a little bit more room here, a little more flat area in the yard. Well, so this is where I put this pen. So underneath here, there's some stumps, but they're buried under dirt that I pushed in. And I kept poking them all the time. So it was kind of tricky when I was laying this out. I had to make sure that I wasn't trying to put a post where there was a stump. What I've got is, I'm using these stock panels, and they're 16 foot long, and I use 2 on each side, so I've got 32 by 32. Now the reasoning behind this, you can never have too many pens. It's always nice to have a pen where you can separate out an animal. And I always thought sometime I would like to get, I used to buy bottle calves, or at one time I had 2 Holstein cows, and then they would calve, and then I would pick up a couple more bottle calves to put on them, because Holsteins really don't care. I mean, some cows are pretty fussy about them. Holsteins just stand there, it didn't matter. You could put 4 calves on a Holstein, but I'd kind of like to do that again, or get into the calves, and I see calves coming up for sale. The dairy farmers, they got to have calves. Well, the calves, they can't make any use of the bull calves, so you can get them relatively cheap. The old milk replacement cost quite a little. That's what it was nice when I had them Holsteins, then I could just use them. So anyway, that's what this pen is kind of, I want to use it for when I bring the horse. Hopefully I'll have it done today and get the horse in here tomorrow. But that's just a matter really of letting them get acquainted, and let the other horse kind of get to know. I want to close my horse in here for like a couple days, so the other one gets a chance to look around and figure out where the boundaries are. Otherwise an animal gets into a new area, they're completely lost. It doesn't take them long to figure out, okay, is this fence here and the spring is here and all that, So that's what this pen will be for now. I mean, that's why I'm building it right now, but I've wanted to do this for a while, because I need to have, the option of being able to close an animal up. Like say, even if you got 2 horses, it was always a problem. You're going to ride one horse, well, the other one's going to come along. It ain't like he's going to stay home. So you need a pen for that sort of thing. But also, in the future, like I say about calves, but there's always the possibility of pigs or sheep or anything like that. So that's where the stock panels come in good. And, so far I haven't put a cent into this thing. I'm using all the material that I pulled from my old shed down below. So it hasn't cost me a dime. But while I was doing this, I had a bunch of these treated posts that were 12 feet long. I had these 4x4s, so I put some of them in with the thought of building a small shelter there. Though I am going to, in this corner here, I've got that snow fence that were, a windbreak that was down there. I'll put that kind of an L-shaped piece in that corner, because the northwest is normally where a wind comes or where it bothers the most. Big red-headed woodpecker. But now I'm going around and putting a 2x6. You know, like that won't be there. That's a 2x8, but that's just for now until I build that shed part on there. I just wanted to put the post in the ground while the ground was thawed. But the rest of them are getting 2x6s of the treated stuff, and again, it's all stuff that I had laying around. You know, I'm always picking up material anytime I can get. You know, I was trying to think back of where I got all these posts because they're an odd size. They're 6x7, 8 foot long, treated. Well, and I remember now where it was. We had a tractor supply company. There was one store in Moorhead and one store in Fargo. The Fargo one was closing, so they sold this stuff off real cheap because I think I was paying like $1 a post. So that's where I ended up with all these treated posts. You know, I'm not a big fan of treated wood, but I'd have to say the ones I pull out of the ground, they're perfectly fine yet. So eventually I'd like to build a corral, but there again I need, you know, I used to have a corral down below there, but I'd like to build one out of oak, and I've got all this ironwood that would be nice for corral rails. But I'll build that out further, and then I'll use the treated with pine tar oak posts. But for now, this will be a pen, but like I said, you can never have too many pens. And it'll be good to have just a little, you know, the windbreak and a little shelter, and then I can feed them in there. And I moved a water tank over here, and now I've got a, and you know, it's been cold. I mean, we've got half-inch ice on the water tank. But what I'll do, I'll run stock panel across here with the cutout so that actually you can use both sides of it. And then there'll be a 2x6 across the top. But it's coming together. So like I say, hopefully I'll have it all finished today, you know, to the point where I can bring that other horse hole, then I can get mine in here, bring the other one in to the yard. But, you know, like, these stock panels are a great thing. And they're great as long as you don't bend them. Once you bend the stock panel, you can drive over them with a tractor and try to straighten them out. It never works. They never get straight again. But I had enough straight ones, and they're fastened with, they look like a fencing staple, but they're big. And the tool for driving them in, I've been using, I was always going to bring this hammer up. I'm not a big fan of the Estwing stuff. I don't use, this is the only thing I own of theirs. But this big hammer with that waffle face on it, and she's got a long handle on it, that thing is unbreakable. Been a good hammer for this and for driving pole barn spikes, which is what I'm using to put those 2x6s across the top. For all my fencing needs, I mean, this is really indispensable. Regular hammer just ain't big enough to do it. Same with, like, when you're pulling out these big fencing staples. What I normally do is I'll get behind them with the fencing pliers and wrap on this. You know, these hammers on these things are almost useless unless you've got little tiny, you know, netting staples, but you can't drive anything with them. But you can whack on them with this. I broke a few doing that, but that's the only way you can get those big ones out. But these are a good hammer. You know, like I say, I'm not a big fan of their axes and hatchets and all that stuff. It just never appealed to me. But as a just indestructible hammer, I've had this many years, and I always figure maybe the rubber would go bad or something, but no, she holds up well. It's a good hammer. And you know, like I say, it's the only thing for pole barn spikes and for those big fencing staples. But hopefully, I'll get this done today, and hopefully the horse can come in tomorrow. But I thought I'd better do something, kind of make a video. I haven't for a while. But I've been busy on the roads and whatnot. And then these last few days, it's been warm, but it's been windy. And it's really a fight making a video. I wouldn't do this now if the wind was blowing. So it's just annoying to try to do it when the wind is blowing. And most of the time when I'm doing videos, they're almost always outside. I mean, like the human equivalent of the outside dog. I really don't spend much time inside. I'm out. I've always got something to do. I've got projects lined up because, now I can work on that this winter, putting that little shed up, now that I got the posts in the ground. But I've got another shed going up that I haven't shown either, a 12 by 12 tool shed over where I'm building that other cabin. I needed something because, like I say, I'm working outside all the time, and my regular garage is way over there. So every time I needed a tool, well, you'd truck back and forth, or if I'm working and I cover the stuff up with the tarp, well, then the wind will blow the tarp off, so that gets old. So I'm building a shed there, but I got I got to cut 3 more posts, but I got the post holes dug, and I got most of the posts in the ground. But they're, big 7 by 7 oak with pine tar on them. So that'll be, I got crap to keep me, if we don't get a lot of snow, so I have to go plow roads. I got crap to keep me busy all winter, besides cutting firewood. And I guess that's all. But I'll get back to work now. I thought I'd just check in.